Difference between love and trauma bonding and 6 ways to overcome it. My story, short version. After my mother passed away, I was raised in a religious household by my grandmother and aunt. My aunt was a member of a church-like cult that was part Jehovah's Witness and apostolic. My grandmother was Baptist. My grandmother, who was in her 70s, gave up upbringing to my aunt. I was not allowed to listen to rap, R&B, jazz music, or any music unless it came from the church. I was not allowed to play video games. I missed out on Pac-Man, amongst other things. If I did those things, I was told I was going to hell. I was even dragged out of bed in the middle of the night to pass out pamphlets to the sleeping neighbors because I had to spread God's word or I would go to hell. I believed her and did everything I was told so I wouldn't go to hell. I endured this from the age of 7 to 15 until I ran away. I walked into my adult life holding on to some of these beliefs until I sought professional help. My heart goes out to anyone that is going through any type of trauma. Please believe me when I tell you, you are a lot stronger than you think and you can break free. Before we start the video, let's take a moment to reflect on how wonderful and brave you are with a short affirmation. I want you to clear your mind and take a deep breath. Then release it. Now, with feeling, tell yourself, I am claiming my strength. Every day, I pursue the good, fight the bad, and learn from both. I am moving on from the pain I experienced. My past is not a reflection of my future, and it does not define me. Now, give yourself a big hug and say to yourself, I love you. Let's begin your journey to positive habits. It all starts with you. Enjoy the video. Have you ever found yourself unable to break free from a toxic relationship, even though you know it's causing you harm? Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of trauma and drama where love and pain become intertwined? If so, you're not alone. Love is an incredible source that can bring us so much joy, but it can also lead us down a dark path when we become trapped in a cycle of trauma bonding. Welcome to this powerful video on love and trauma bonding. We'll take a deep dive into the psychological and emotional dynamics of these issues and show you how you can find the strength to break free and build healthy, loving relationships. So, if you're struggling with the pain of trauma bonding, or if you're curious to learn more about these topics, then stick around. Watch till the end. Trauma bonding, also known as Stockholm Syndrome, is a complex emotional attachment that can form between individuals who have experienced intense and prolonged stress together. While it can be a source of comfort and a survival strategy in the short term, trauma bonding can also be harmful and keep people trapped in dysfunctional relationships. To truly understand trauma bonding, we must first acknowledge the pain and adversity that underlie it. We must recognize that trauma is not a sign of weakness, but rather a natural response to overwhelming circumstances. We must also acknowledge that trauma bonding is not a personal failure, but rather a survival strategy that has helped many people cope with unimaginable hardships. However, we must also recognize that trauma bonding can keep us stuck in patterns of dysfunction and prevent us from experiencing true healing and growth. Here are some examples of situations where trauma bonding can occur. Abusive relationships. This can have a profound impact on the individuals involved, and in many cases, trauma bonding can develop as a result. Domestic violence is one of the most common situations in which trauma bonding can occur. In these cases, a victim may feel an intense emotional connection to their abuser, which can be difficult to break even when the abuse becomes severe. One reason for this emotional attachment is that the abuser may alternate between being loving and caring one moment and violent or abusive the next. This creates a sense of unpredictability and instability in the relationship, making the victim feel like they are constantly walking on eggshells. The victim may also start to believe that the abuse is their fault and that they deserve to be treated badly. Cults and religious groups. People who are part of cults or religious groups may develop strong bonds as a result of shared experiences, such as extreme devotion or isolation from society. This bond can be difficult to break, even if members begin to question or doubt the group's teachings. Prisoners of war. Soldiers who are captured and held as prisoners of war often form strong bonds with their fellow captives due to the shared trauma and stress of being held captive. This can be a coping mechanism to help them survive harsh conditions and isolation. Kidnapping and hostage situations. People who are taken captive in kidnapping or hostage situations may form bonds with their captors, as they may be the only source of comfort or support in a terrifying and unpredictable situation. Childhood trauma. Children who experience neglect or abuse in their family may form a strong emotional bond with their abuser or neglectful caregiver, as they may not know any other form of love or connection. While trauma bonding can provide a sense of comfort and security in the short term, it can also be harmful and prevent individuals from leaving unhealthy or abusive situations. The effects of trauma bonding can be both physical and psychological, and can have long-lasting impacts on an individual's life. Let us examine some common effects of this negative cycle. Trauma bonding can be evident in difficulty leaving abusive situations, minimizing or rationalizing abuse, low self-esteem, trust issues, PTSD, and other mental health issues, and difficulty forming healthy relationships for individuals, as they may struggle with emotional barriers. Love and trauma bonding can sometimes feel similar, but they are fundamentally different. Here are some ways to differentiate between the two. Emotional intensity. Trauma bonding is often marked by an intense emotional connection that is fueled by a mixture of positive and negative experiences. The cycle can create a rush of emotions and feelings that can be addictive, and it can be difficult to let go of this intense bond even when it is harmful. In contrast, love is characterized by a stable and consistent emotional connection that develops over time. While it may have moments of intensity, this bond is built on a foundation of trust, respect, and deep affection. Control and dependence. In a trauma bond, there is often an imbalance of power in the relationship, where one partner has control over the other. This can take many forms, such as financial control, emotional manipulation, or physical abuse. The victim in the relationship may feel trapped and dependent on the abuser, and the abuser may use their power to keep the victim in the relationship. In a loving relationship, both partners have equal power and control, and there's mutual respect and independence. Both partners can make their own decisions and feel comfortable communicating their needs and wants. Motivation. Trauma bonding often stems from a fear of being alone or lack of self-worth. This can lead someone to stay in a harmful relationship because they believe they cannot find someone else, or because they believe they deserve the abuse. On the other hand, love is motivated by a genuine desire to build a future together. Partners in a loving relationship want to be together because they enjoy each other's company, share similar values and goals, and see a future together. Communication. In a trauma bond, communication can be manipulative or fear-based. The abuser may use communication to control the victim or make them feel guilty. The victim may also be afraid to communicate their needs or concerns out of fear of retaliation. In a loving relationship, communication is honest, open, and respectful. Both partners can express their feelings and concerns without fear of retaliation or judgment. They also listen to and support each other, even when they may not agree. Consistency. Trauma bonding may involve a cycle of abuse and reconciliation. After a period of abuse, the abuser may apologize, promise to change, and show affection, leading the victim to believe the relationship can improve. However, the cycle usually repeats itself, leading to a consistent pattern of abuse and reconciliation. In a loving relationship, the bond is characterized by consistency and stability. While there may be occasional disagreements or challenges, the overall bond remains strong and constant. Both partners work together to overcome challenges and build a future together. Trauma bonds can be a difficult cycle to break, but they are possible to overcome. Here are some steps that can be taken to overcome trauma bonding. Number 1, recognize the pattern. The first step to overcoming trauma bonding is to recognize the pattern of abuse and reconciliation. This can be difficult because the cycle can feel addictive and hard to break. However, acknowledging the pattern is the first step to breaking free. Number 2, seek support. It can be challenging to overcome trauma bonding on your own. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist who can help you work through the trauma and provide a safe space for you to heal. Number 3, set boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential to breaking the cycle of trauma bonding. This means being clear about what you will and won't tolerate in a relationship, and being willing to enforce those boundaries. This can be difficult, but it is important to recognize that boundaries are necessary for a healthy relationship. Number 4, practice self-care. Trauma bonding can be emotionally and physically draining. Practicing self-care, such as through exercise, getting enough sleep, getting your hair and nails done, and engaging in hobbies or activities you enjoy, can help you regain a sense of control and begin to heal. Number 5, build a support network. It can be helpful to connect with others who have experienced trauma bonding and can offer support and understanding. Joining a support group or finding an online community can help you feel less isolated and provide you with valuable resources for healing. Number 6, take time for yourself. Finally, taking time for yourself and focusing on your own needs and wants can help you break free from trauma bonding. This means setting aside time for self-reflection, exploring new interests, and finding ways to build a fulfilling life outside of the toxic relationship. The journey to healing from trauma bonding may not be easy, but it is worth it. By understanding and breaking free from trauma bonding, you can create a better future for yourself and those around you. You can learn to form healthy relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual support. You can find the strength and resilience to overcome adversity and build a life that is truly fulfilling and meaningful. Remember, you are worthy of love and respect. If you're struggling with trauma bonding, know that you are not alone and that there is hope and help. So take the first step today and begin the journey toward healing and true, authentic love. Never forget this. Each and every day, fall in love with yourself. Have you ever experienced or overcome trauma bonding? Do you have any personal tips or advice to share that can help someone? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. That was all for today. I hope this video helped you in every way you expected it to. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on loving yourself with positive habits from the Habitude Project. Stay positive and never give up on yourself. Thank you so much for watching.